Welcome to Niners Quick Takes. This is episode number 2. My name is Aaron, and let's get right into it. So the thought on every 49ers fan's mind after the Week 2 victory against the Cincinnati Bengals is the worm finally starting to turn? What do you mean, you might ask? Is it actually starting to change? Are things starting to change? Do we have a chance to be good this year? Or is it all going to blow up in our face very shortly? I am myself am mostly a pessimist. I always think the worst is going to happen, mainly because I've seen it happen. Take, for instance, the injuries that this team always seems to get over the last, handful of seasons. They're like totally derailing injuries. They've completely changed the whole trajectory of the season. Like Jimmy Garoppolo and Jet McKinnon last year. Not saying that we were going to be a playoff team last year, but to lose your starting quarterback and starting running back within 3 weeks of each other, that's pretty detrimental. Or we can go into the poor coaching choices that we've had after the Harbaugh firing debacle, bringing in Jim Tom Sula or a guy like Chip Kelly, which were just a nightmare, that did not produce anything. All they were was yes men for Jed York to push around. And let's not forget Trent Baalke, whose drafts completely buried this team with zero talent for the last 3 to 4 seasons. Just tons of missed draft picks. I've never seen one GM completely sabotage a talent roster on a team like Trent Baalke did. And it took the hiring of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan to bring some hope back to this franchise. And I myself was somewhat skeptical when the two of them came on. And up until the beginning of this season, I was still skeptical. But I am starting to see a change. I am starting to see an upward trend. And really, what it all comes down to is health. This team is talented. Do they have a number one receiver yet? No. Could they use a starting free safety? Absolutely. But you can see the upward trend on this team. You can see that if they can just stay healthy, if they can just play smart football, they can be competitive. Will they challenge for the division? I'm not quite sure. I'm not ready to say that. But there is talent on this team. I personally think that they're like a year away. One more draft, one more free agency period, and I really think this team can take off. But in the end, it always comes down to health. And this team has been snake bitten by health for years, really. Just years. It seems to be always a determining factor of our seasons. I am really impressed with the defense. I'm not going to lie. I really don't want to get ahead of myself with. There's still a player or two away on defense, but they have the makings of an elite defense, especially with that pass rush, and especially that the pass rush is like 8 or 9 players deep. They can make life miserable on a starting quarterback, especially if they have a suspect line. I am really, really encouraged by that. I'm even encouraged by Akello Witherspoon. He's played way better than the last 2 seasons. He looks like the upward trend with him is very encouraging. My biggest question is free safety. I think Tavarius Moore is, while he's good in coverage, he is a liability as far as tackling. He takes really bad angles. He misses a lot of tackles, really, and I can see why the Jimmy Ward was penciled in as a starter, even though Tavarius Moore made lots of strides in camp. You could see the weaknesses in his game. Hopefully he improves. Hopefully as the season goes on, he can become a better tackler and take better angles. But I feel like he's one of the weaker links in the defense. That they are, like I said, they're very, very, very close to being an elite level defense, and they're just like a piece or two away, and it's really encouraging. As far as the offense goes, I do think that they are in need of a number one. I feel like a number one receiver on top of already having a guy like George Kittle, I could make this defense or this offense elite. The running game is elite, and they're using like a multitude of running backs. You know, they have an undrafted free agent in a guy like Matt Breida, Jeff Wilson, Mozart. I mean, they're all like guys that the national media doesn't know about, but the local media knows all about these guys. So to me, it's encouraging that even though we don't have all the pieces in place, we are a competitive, exciting team to watch, and I am definitely excited for what's to come. Like I said before, though, health is the determining factor with this team and really this franchise. If they can stay healthy, they have a real shot to at least compete for the division and maybe, just maybe, get a playoff berth. But I don't want to go that far, at least not yet. I feel like me even talking about it right now is going to curse this team or somehow snake bite them. I don't know how you say it, but who knows? It's all a wait and see thing, really, guys and ladies, and hopefully, who knows? Who knows? It's a long season, and there is a lot of games still to go, and a lot of things can happen. I've seen it all. I mean, I'm 39 years old. I've seen a lot of seasons. I've seen some good teams. I've seen some really bad teams. This team has me intrigued. I'm not going to lie. And like I said, it's all a matter of health. I keep repeating myself. I know. You guys are probably going to kill me in the comments. But health is the determining factor. Health and just really being a disciplined team. Like I said last week, discipline, this team lacks it. Hopefully they can get it. It's a reflection of the coach. If he can nip that in the bud, on top of what I just talked about, this team could make some moves this year. Do I think they're going to compete for a Super Bowl this year? Absolutely not. But they are definitely on an upward trend, and it is an exciting time to be a 49ers fan. And I look forward to talking to you guys again next week. That is my Niners quick take for week 2. See ya!